Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Dr. D's. We are back with another video. So today we are talking about if you guys should summon this weekend. Before we get started, I just wanted to say I am sick right now. So, just bear with me. I do apologize, but I was like, you know what? I was taking a look at this new guys kit and I was like, okay, I got to come out with a video on this because at first I was a little disappointed. I was like, come on watchers, what are we doing? But then I was reading more into it and I'm like, okay, maybe this guy would be a little better than what I was giving him credit for. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. We got my boy Magmus. I mean, first off, let me say, this game always kills it with the aesthetics. That's one good thing that I do love about this game. The aesthetics are always there. He looks absolutely insane. I mean, he's got the whole, I'm a knight with fire thing happening, right? And he's part of the Hell's Arbiter. But you come down here. Okay, so he's multi-target attack, and he also deals a counter attack, which is pretty nice. We like counter attacks. More damage is always good, especially for a fighter. But then okay, his A1 is whatever's, it's just a basic attack, right? But you come to the ultimate. So I skipped the talent. We'll go to the talent after, but the first thing I read was his ultimate. So this is the reason why I got a little disappointed. So turns the ground around the hero into flowing lava. That deals 60% damage to enemies on it per second. So AoE damage, it's per second, but only 60% damage. So I was a little like, meh, it's not anything that shoots off the chart. But then the second part was where I was like, oh my God, here we go. During the effect, increases block by 2 and max HP by 80%. So I was like, they already came out with these defenders that are also attacking units. And most of the defenders that are attacking units, excluding Trusk, they're really squishy. And when they're squishy, they just deal a little bit of damage. They're squishy. They can't stay alive for too long. I mean, I just don't like the whole concept behind there. But then I was like, okay, great. Now they're giving us a fighter who is also a defender, and he's probably not going to deal that much damage. So, I was a little disappointed when I was reading that at first. But let's go ahead and get into the rest of this kit because it gets a lot better. And also there's one other thing about him that makes him really good. So let's go ahead and start with this talent. Gains magma burst every 7 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. This is pretty lit. So magma burst, keep in mind, every 7 seconds he's going to be gaining one of these. If no one attacks him after he gains a stack, he can stack another one and another one. He can hold 3 of these stacks on him until someone comes in his range, that he's just going to go ahead and let it all go. So consumes 1 stack to deal 125% additional AoE damage to the target and up to 3 units around the target with the next basic attack or retribution. It's pretty lit, guys. I mean, I like that little talent right there. So I was like, okay, it's getting a little better, right? It's getting a little bit better. And then we come over here to his passive. When receiving damage, there's a 25% chance to trigger a counterattack, dealing damage and inflicting vulnerability physical damage on one enemy in range. So that's pretty nice. It's a nice passive. He's got the counterattack. He's dealing some vulnerability. We like it. His kit's getting better. And then we come over here. When HP is higher than 80%, increases all damage reductions by 15%. So when I read that, I was like, man, what kind of BS is this? They're giving us a guy that's kind of tanky, but it gets better because when HP is below 80%, increases damage by 15%. That's nice. I like that. I like how they added that into his kit. So I do not know how good this guy's going to be, but from reading his kit, he does sound decent. He sounds interesting enough to where I would want to pull my shards to try and get him. But he's not the only one that we're looking at. But hang on. Before I get into the other heroes, this is another thing I wanted to show you. So when you max this guy out, I was taking a look at this because I was like, okay, if he's kind of a defender attacker, I wonder how much attack he's going to have. Look at that, 7,967. Unreal. That is a massive number on his attack. I mean, this guy's going to be a booty clapper, guys. I'm telling you, like, I don't know. After I seen his base stat on his attack, it kind of changed my whole perspective on this hero. And I was like, he sounds pretty interesting. He sounds like he might be a heavy hitter. So we'll see how it goes. His kit as a whole just sounds okay. I mean, it's not anything that jumped off the charts to me. It was like, okay, he sounds like an interesting hero. I don't know if it's someone that I'm going to need, but then after I saw his attack, his base attack, I was like, okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. This guy might be the ultimate booty clapper just because of how high this base attack is. I mean, hopefully I pull him this weekend. I'll definitely do a guide. I want to test this guy out. He will definitely be my new toy. But, you know, knowing this game on my main account, I highly doubt they give him to me. But, you know, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. We'll see if we can get him. So when we awaken him one time, he inflicts defense reduction on enemies in range when lava flow is in effect. It's what? Defense minus 10. I mean, that's an okay A1, not anything that's going to change your whole account. So his A1's just okay. A3 is when retribution is triggered, it gains 1 stack of magma burst. Okay, more damage. That now we're talking. It's getting a little better. And then we come down here to A5. Retribution becomes available instantly and has 0 cooldown when lava flow is activated. Now that sounds pretty nuts. Going to be very good if you get him to A5, but honestly, most of us won't have to worry about that. All right, so let's take a look at these other heroes. So we got Zalus. Zalus is one of those guys where he's good. He costs a lot. He costs a lot. I mean, he costs 25 to lay him out. That is very, very high. That's probably one of my biggest knocks on him, but damage, it's okay. His damage is okay, and he does inflict, where is it at? I think it's, okay, vulnerability magic damage, so he can help your magic damage booty clappers do a little bit more damage, but honestly, if it was just him in the event for this weekend, I would probably say to skip it or maybe do the 2-time event, but, you know, he's an interesting hero. I mean, he definitely looks cool. He definitely looks cool. Looks like the Grim Reaper, right? But this is where it gets juicy, guys. This right here, if you do not have Hollow to A5, I mean, for those of you guys that are new to this game, you guys want to do the event this weekend. You guys need to get your hands on Hollow. She is a vital hero for this game. You need her in a bunch of content. One of the best at restoring rage. And if you build her right, she could do pretty dang good heals as well. Definitely one of the better heroes in the whole entire game. And if you do not have her to A5 already, you definitely want to do the event just for her alone. I mean, she's one of the best. Theowen is one of those guys. I mean, he's good. He's aight, but once you get deeper into the game, you're probably not going to use him. So, you know, Theowen, he helped me in a lot of earlier stages of the game, but I barely even use him nowadays. But his kit's pretty cool. He comes with the little CCs, a little bit of damage. You know, he's got the ultimate package if you're just starting out in the game. Then we have my girl Dalen right here. Dalen is really good. She's really good. If you do not have Dalen, you want Dalen. And it's not to actually use her. I mean, of course you're going to use her because you are going to lay her down, but she restores your cost. That's what makes her so good. So we come over here, this passive right here, restores 13 cost for all allies every 30 seconds. This right here is lit. You could come up with some pretty dang good strategies with my girl Dalen right here. So if you don't have Dalen, you definitely want to try and get her this weekend. But you guys let me know what your guys' thoughts are for this weekend's event. Do you guys think it's worth it? Because I think it's worth it. And one thing that I missed, this is actually on Sunday. For some reason, I was thinking it was going to be this weekend. Well, on Friday at the start of the weekend, but it's actually on Sunday. So Sunday to Monday, you might want to save your shards. And another event that I always love is the double legendary event. I'm definitely, I don't know which one I'm gonna do, double legendary, or should I go for this guy right here, this bad boy? I mean, you know, honestly, if it wasn't for his attack being so high, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would even want this guy, but his attack is so high, it makes me want to try and get him because I definitely want to see what I can do. But you know, hey, the double legendary event, it's kind of calling my name right now. I don't know. I'm stuck between the two. You guys let me know what you guys are going to do this weekend. And that's all I got for tonight's video. But you guys have a great rest of your night. And thank you for making it to the end.